Another episode of Point of View, where we break down the headlines trending on your timelines right here at this table. Oh, we have a show for you today. Coming up on today's show, Don Lemon, as I'm sure you already know, has been arrested. However, since he has been released, but we're going to talk about it and break it all down right here. And we have coming up that ICE will be at the Super Bowl this year, and they're not going to watch the game, all right? So we have Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion coming up as well with our co-hosts Shirley Dorr, Tasha, and Crystal.
Hey.
Ready to break it all down right here. So come on in, join the discussion. You're watching POV. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles while he was filming and covering the Grammy Awards. Now get this, they sent 24 agents to arrest him. Okay, according to his attorney, the arrest is tied to a protest earlier this month inside a Minnesota church connected to immigration enforcement. Now, the Justice Department is charging him with federal civil rights crimes in connection with that event, and his attorney is calling it an unprecedented attack on the First Amendment. That's what he said.
I think he's being targeted just because we know that at the end of the day, John Lemon is like iconic in the media world. Mm-hmm. He's made his name. He's done the work. And you're going to take down whoever us as African Americans will look to for information, for validation of information. And on top of that, I thought that there was a such thing as freedom of speech and friendly protest.
Well,
I didn't know that you could actually get charged with civil rights crimes for being a part of a protest.
Well, they're trying to use the FACE Act. So let me explain. The FACE Act is freedom of access to clinic entrances. Okay, so despite the name, the statute explicitly includes protection for people exercising religious freedom at a place of worship, and it targets conduct done by force, or threat, or by physical obstruction that intentionally injures, intimidates, and interferes with that worship. But, I mean, was this intimidation? Was this, physical obstruction? Was this conduct aimed at interfering with lawful worship?
Well, I find it strange because on January 19th, Nicki Minaj, because we can't talk about this without talking about Nicki Minaj.
That's right.
So Nicki Minaj had went back and forth with Don Lemons on Twitter, and they were going back and forth. Now, Nicki Minaj was criticizing Don Lemons about him being biased, with him participating with the whole, anti-ICE protest down in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, I still find it strange because that was on the 19th. Then on the 27th of January, we have the First Lady, Melania Trump, that says that she wants to practice, unification and having peaceful protests and things of that nature, right?
Right.
So then now here we are. So is it that are they using Nikki, or is Nikki playing into the game of I want to impress Trump by actually being the liaison and going after these people, or is she being coached to do this? Right. So I just find it strange that here we are today, but I'm glad he's home.
And not to mention, she got her green card because that was a thing that was still out there. She got a green card and can never be sent back, unless what? What was the reciprocity? That's what this thing is.
Unless she went up there and shaked his hand with a bad lace.
There you go.
And a horrible coat.
I just find it interesting that this is a civil rights violation amongst all the other things that have happened in this country that are civil rights violations. This particularly being a journalist, showing up and doing the work, interviewing the people who are there, making a decision to do a peaceful protest is now being seen as a violation of access to the church. when all we're doing or what he's doing as a person in media is showing up and making sure that all sides of the story is being told. Because, it seems like we were limiting the story into one perspective. And so we're opening up the door for media representation to show that we're not limiting access to information, that we're not creating a Western ideology or a Trump admin ideology, and that we're giving people the opportunity to see what they need to know. And this is literally not even all of it. It's just half of it.
Right.
So he's already arrested. You already charging him.
Yeah.
But you're not charging the people that killed the woman.
Well,
Let's
of course not.
forget that Trump was in entertainment before he was a president. So
A representative of the media.
Yeah. Isn't that
It's ironic.
Wow,
Yeah.
the irony to it all.
I mean, and the First Amendment is supposed to cover where you do have the freedom of speech. There is the freedom of press, that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of the press, which is in the First Amendment. That's what it says. However, I mean, Congress obviously isn't doing this. This is the president of the states.
They went against the grand jury. So the feds made that decision.
Okay.
So it seems like they went against, even though they were told that they shouldn't, they don't need to, the federal agents made that decision.
But Congress is really the legislative branch.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't matter. Okay. Government can't punish or censor reporting just because it's embarrassed or does not agree with what is being reported. I mean, this is how it's supposed to work. But as we're seeing, that's not how it is working. So
I think the rules are being made up as they
go along. So if we don't like what's being said, then we're going to toss you aside. However, being that these killings have happened, and as usual, it seems like the go-to is go black. If we're trying to, deflect, if we want to make sure that you're distracted, let's go black. And then why does everybody go hog wild and pig crazy every time it goes black? And black is the distraction every single time. So I knew when the man got killed, I was like, who is going to be attacked? That's black. And here we go.
Yeah. They also pursued someone who is independent because Don Lemon is not operating under a major network anymore, which is also interesting because are we saying now that independent journalists cannot exist? I don't know. It's looking very Kim Jong-un.
I think it's the journalist who does not agree are the problem. That's just what it is. You agree, you are right. If you don't, you gotta go.
Right.
And this is what's happening. This is like an infringement, a flagrant, war on the First Amendment rights.
yes.
All right. In other news, when it comes, and he's been released. Let me tell you that. He's been released recently, I guess maybe in the past hour or so. I'm not quite sure how long, but thank God he's been released. But who knows how far this is going to go. We will bring you the update for sure. In other news, when it comes to the Super Bowl, President Donald Trump says he's boycotting the game this year. He's even calling out the halftime performers, Grammy-winning Bad Bunny and Green Day, saying it's a terrible choice and that it sows, hatred. Interesting. On top of that, ICE agents will be conducting enforcement operations at Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California on February 8th. Officials say it's part of a broader immigration enforcement, but critics are already questioning what does it mean for fans and the event itself.
Well, let's really talk about it. So Bad Bunny, if anyone's ever seen his social media following, he has over 45 million followers.
Wow.
Of the 45 million that he has, about 20% of that is Latino. So if you take that and say, okay, that's 9 million people. The Super Bowl can only hold 68,000. Imagine that crowd. And now they're going to use that as the objective to say, okay,
But Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So
correct. But I don't think it has anything
you have to know that, I think.
But didn't Trump say that it was a different country?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
I think it's just because he has such a large following that that it's not just going to be Puerto Ricans.
But it's interesting, but 33% of the people who watch the Super Bowl are people of Hispanic and Latin descent.
Correct.
So what are we doing?
Let's ask the question. Ask it again. Ask it again.
What are we doing? Yes.
You already have a large portion of your viewers being people who would actually listen to Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is we're not trying to eliminate your opportunity to uphold white supremacy.
Right.
That's not what's happening. Right? It exists already before you became president. There were people of Hispanic and Latin descent watching the football games. They watched the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say it this way. The irony to it is football in the United States is really not football. Okay, we use the name, but that is not the name.
Right.
Number two, this is the Super Bowl, which is an American sport. You are using Bad Bunny. It just seems very purposeful.
Yes.
And it just so happened that it's Super Bowl 60. Like, I want you guys to really look at the big picture here, because out of all the years that we've been watching the Super Bowl performances, this has been the one that has had the most controversy outside of when Janet Jackson's Titty Pop.
Mind you, you had Shakira perform. You've had
Exactly.
so many other
Exactly.
artists who are of Spanish or Latin descent come on the show.
Well,
But
they
this
didn't
is
have
when you
no
draw the
line.
line.
Right. But then I feel like I
didn't
purposely
have
feel like I
full
feel like this is a complete setup.
Well, sure.
It was created this way. They did this on purpose. They know what is going to happen. I would not be surprised if people are not really on edge at the Super Bowl, and it's going to be the biggest distraction from what it really is about, the actual game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how are fans going to like deal with this? I mean, to know that you have ICE enforcing, their border control
It's
way
gonna be a
far
mess.
away from the borders, to come and arrest people at this game where it's supposed to be enjoyable for everyone.
I want to see them do that at the World Cup.
Oh, then they would never.
The same place where people are quite literally
never.
coming into the country.
Wow.
But see, here's the other irony to it. It's in California.
Right.
It's in California.
Yeah.
California has the largest
Yes.
Mexican
Yes.
population out of any other state, and I'll put Texas next to it because they are literally Texas is the same.
Yeah.
But it's just so much irony to this whole situation. I really feel bad for anybody who actually did purchase a ticket to
Yeah.
go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because some people save their entire lives to go to this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a dream for a lot of people, and you're taking away what really is supposed to be enjoyment. You are making America, toupee man, look very, very small. And they don't understand that he's on the verge of trying to do what we consider a dictatorship. And all the countries that he's going into and doing all these things.
Yeah.
And we're trying to help the people, but you are diminishing your own society all on its own.
Yeah. If you quote unquote
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if you quote unquote say that this is a country that is meant for all people to be American, right? You eliminated the ethnic backgrounds. You don't want to talk about that. You want everyone to be American. If you made the decision that everyone's going to be American, you're still creating this division, despite saying that we're all Americans.
He
Well-
did say that was what he was going to do, and he's been practicing that when he was in office when President Trump was in office the first time. That is what he said. That is everything that he is pushing out is what he
Putting into play.
he's putting it into play.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but I would say I hope that, the Super Bowl goes well and everybody is safe with their children.
Yes.
But I really feel that it's going to be a mess. It's going to be it's going to be a real mess.
My goodness. You think the stadium seats will be empty?
No.
No.
I think
people are still going.
I think people really do see the Super Bowl as the American dream.
Oh.
Despite what the Trump administration is implementing, despite sending ICE agents there, like seeing a football game is another form of a representation of the American dream. And so I know that people are they're gonna still try to go.
Yeah.
But I do know you're gonna deter that Spanish community because everyone
who
is
wants-
protective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they're being told there's information everywhere saying that even if you are an American citizen that you could potentially be pulled out by ICE by accident, by maybe just assumptions
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
I do know that
They've
people
been
are gonna
doing
be
this a long
afraid.
time.
Yeah.
My goodness.
They've been doing this for a
This
very
really
long time.
sounds like, just way back in the day when you had to show your papers, so you could prove
That
that you are legit in the
guys
land
remember-
and still.
Do you still remember Greyhound buses?
Yeah.
They still do exist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I took a Greyhound bus to take a trip to Jamaica, but I need to get to West Palm.
Okay.
We pull up to West Palm. The Greyhound station looks like a desert. I see two guys get on the bus. It was only a couple of us still on the bus, and they have phones in their hands. They were ICE workers. This was like over a decade ago. And they had cell phones that they were literally asking people for their documents on the bus. And there were two gentlemen of Latino descent. I don't know what they were. And they basically told them that they have to stay because they could not verify who they were and they couldn't verify their documents. This was over a decade ago. ICE has been doing this.
Doing this.
This
Wow.
has just been very quiet while they were doing it. Now it's so out in the open because you have a president who literally is allowing these things to happen because he has his own agenda.
Well, this president is doing it. President Donald Trump is doing this unethically. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unethical immigration policies that are going into play with this process.
What gets me is that, you know, it's like this badge of Christianity, and I bring it up because it's this badge of Christianity, but everything that is against the word of God is what's being done, but yet no one wants to say it. No one's willing to say that this is against what God has said.
But they wear it like a badge of honor.
So I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, you know, Jesus is used as a mascot.
Yeah.
You know, Christianity is like just so the opposite
Right,
at this point.
right.
It's more the Antichrist spirit. And I'm just really like, when do we just stand up and like acknowledge God's word and really be true about it?
I don't think they acknowledge God's words. They acknowledge their interpretation.
Their own moral,
the way
their
they
own
want.
moral code.
Yeah, their own
We heard that.
Whatever
the one they
makes
read.
it right.
Right. Wow.
Cognitive dissonance at its finest.
Okay, there you heard that.
And you know, money is the root of all evil.
We're going to move on to the next topic. Now let's get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. We've got a pretty juicy topic for Girlfriend's Guide today. It's all about a comment from Elon Musk, a father of 14, who says that sex without procreation is pretty absurd and a silly action, claiming a lot of men are just wasting their sexual energy. Now, with all the children he has, fans are left wondering, is he sending the right message? Or is this one for the headlines? Take a look.
Like a massive amount of thinking, like truly stupendous amount of thinking has gone into sex without purpose, without procreation, which is actually quite a silly action in the absence of procreation. It's a bit silly.
Well,
so why are you doing it? Because it makes the
everything-
limbic system happy. That's why.
That's why.
But it's pretty absurd, really.
Well, the whole of existence is pretty absurd in some kind of sense.
Yeah.
That man said transmutate all of your sexual energy into creating babies.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Even if you're paying people to do it.
Right. So here's the thing. You can afford to have this conversation.
You sure can.
You can have 28 children. It wouldn't matter. Because guess what? Your procreation comes with a lot of money behind it. But for the average American, the average man, period. Let me not even say American because that has nothing to do with that. But at the end of the day, can we really afford to continue to procreate every single time we have intercourse?
Well, I think he's saying don't have the intercourse. That's what it sounds.
No, he's
have
saying
it.
don't have it because
you're
unless you're going to
expending
be
your sexual
procreating.
energy.
What are you supposed to
Unless
do with
you're
your sexual
procreating,
energy?
that's the only time
That's when it makes
it's
sense.
when you do it.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where else do you put your sexual energy? Like,
Well, I don't think you're supposed to have any.
Are you saying take the sexual energy and go make a pot? Like,
No, go build a car.
Go build a car. Oh, like he did. Go become a billionaire.
Well,
So is his concern about
self-made?
Yeah.
If you cannot buy your own products, you know, and sell them, buy them yourself, then I don't understand how that's self-made. But whatever.
Right.
Is his concern about population?
Well,
I highly doubt it.
they want to get rid of most of the population anyway.
That's
so.
what I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out, because I'm like, okay, he's saying this to say what an economy that we are living in, it's hard to have a huge family. It's not like it was back in the day where you can come from a family of
11.
14.
Yes, absolutely. And then you have to think about it. A lot of these children now, they're not even making it out of high school. These young boys, they are getting killed before they even reached their graduation, before they even reach the age of 18. Then whether through gun violence or law enforcement. So it's the men in general, they're suffering, or suicide. So it's like, what is he, how? Like, as far as for the future, is he implementing that for, the males to be able to then, redirect their sexual energy? I mean, these kids are not even getting into adulthood good.
Well, I'm like, what's coming behind this? What are you going to do that people aren't aware of to eliminate
Nothing.
the sexual energy? Well, you were like 14 kids and the money. Right. Not
There's a
everybody-
loneliness epidemic. There's already a loneliness epidemic. There's already a reduced amount of people getting married. There's already people who have not made children, people who deciding not to have kids. And you're telling them, you know what? If you're not having sex in order to have babies, just don't have sex at all. Okay.
I think this is the problem when we have the world teaching us about their God and teaching us about our God. This is the problem. And I think this is why we have to be more vigilant about reading the word about our God. So when we hear someone telling us about their God, we're not confused. We know who's speaking. And I think that's what we got to really focus on as people who are lovers and followers of Christ. At this point, that is what is happening.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next topic. This is our last segment of the night. We're diving into social media, a place where people say things they never say out loud. It's raw. It's unfiltered.
Yeah.
We pulled some of the comments that people have posted, unpopular opinion, and now it's time to unpack them. You might agree, you might disagree, you might even feel a little called out. Either way, we've got advice and perspective to help you navigate it all. Let's get into unpopular opinion. Jalen Russell says, I've been dating this girl 3 years. She just told me I have 6 months to propose to her or she's getting back on dating sites. I want to marry her, but now I feel forced. I don't know how to feel about this, he says.
I agree with her.
What are you talking about?
Baby, if a man knows if he wants to marry a woman within the first 90 days
Yes,
of him
they
being
do.
with her, it does not take 3 years. And I don't blame her. It's called the ultimatum. You gave it, stand on it, and make sure you stand on it.
Stick with it.
Because if he wanted to marry you, it shouldn't take him 3 years to figure that out.
It's not even that. When he said I want to marry you, obviously you haven't reassured her.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Good point.
Honestly, I think that he's playing a game.
Right. It's not very clear. And those emojis that you use makes it even more clear. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, Zubby Music, unpopular opinion. A lot of people are stuck in life simply because they are mean, unpleasant, and unlikable. Instead of addressing this, they will blame everyone and everything else.
That's a narcissist.
Yeah,
That is the
that's
truth.
what that is.
That is exactly the I'm a firm believer there is power in the tongue. Everything you speak, everything you put out is going to circle and roll itself right back to you. And then you wonder why you can't get anywhere because you are too busy being negative. So 1,000% agree. 1,000%.
I've met some pleasant people who are also very stuck in life, so I'm like 50-50 with that. Yeah, no.
Why?
I mean, they're stuck in life because they have low self-esteem.
Okay.
But, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, narcissism and low self-esteem.
Go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Wow. Blue W Miss says, hide your intelligence. Let people underestimate you. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, and being underestimated is sometimes the real advantage.
Nah, I'm good.
I agree. I agree. You never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Everything you do should not be told until it's done.
Until it's done, for sure.
So I can agree with what they're saying. But at the same time, I'm not gonna play dumb.
Nah.
I don't play stupid.
I'm not going to downplay.
Nah,
No,
you're gonna
we're
know
not
I'm
doing
smart.
that. No,
I ain't getting masters for no
super
reason.
Smart.
That's right. That's right.
You're gonna know I know what I'm talking about.
Correct.
Stay with me because I know what I said.
Correct.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Before we go, here's a quote to leave you inspired. Bold choices today set the stage for the life you want tomorrow. Don't forget, you can catch Point of View right here tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll see you then.